everybody. We are so excited to have you join us this evening for Hearts for Hope 2020. As you can see, we are in the worship space at the church on 68 where we normally have our event. Unfortunately, with all that's going on in our world today and the pandemic as it is, we are not going to be able to be with you this evening. We are instead going to bring you a wonderful presentation, pre-recorded, and hope that you enjoy it very much. We hope you know how much you mean to us and how much we miss you tonight, but we know that we'll be back together again soon. Please know how much your support has meant to us in the past, with all of the things we've been able to accomplish and the things that have gone on in our community and our world the past several months. Please know that your support and your contributions have made an amazing impact, and we thank you for that.
As we come to you virtually tonight, we're so thankful. 2020 has been a very unusual year, to say the least, and yet in many ways it has been an amazing year for Out of the Garden Project, because we've been able to serve a lot of people due to your incredible generosity. I was reminded of a quote, not by my favorite theologian, but one of my favorite football players, Patrick Mahomes, during the Super Bowl of last year when they were down by, I think, 3 scores in the Super Bowl. He went around to each one of his teammates and asked them to do something special. And then one play at a time, they came back and won the Super Bowl. And I would ask that of each of you tonight. It's a very special circumstance, but what can you do that would be special to help at this moment in time? Because I really think it's up to us to do something special. The world is in great need, and I know with your help, we can make it a special evening.
Thank you for joining us, and hope you have a great night.
In the eyes of the mom who tries her best to just put some food on the plate, in the face of the child who can't comprehend why in this world there is pain, I see colors that make this life beautiful. How could I settle for gray? A tapestry filled with 9 billion souls can't be watered down to just black and white. In the warmth of the hand that reaches out to the man who can't catch a break, in the shoulder offered to dry the tears of the child who had a bad day, I see colors that make this life beautiful. How could I settle for gray? A tapestry filled with 9 billion souls can't be watered down. Oh, can we stop trying to define with our faulty eyes the ones that God simply said to love? Can we start listening before we ever speak a word? There is one who is worthy of all the praise, of every color and tongue. With tears in his eyes, I hear him say, I've made colors that make this life beautiful. Please don't settle for gray.
So, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is purple
And why is that?
because purple is passionate and it stands for queen.
My favorite color is blue.
And why is that?
I just like blue. It's the color of the sky, the color of the ocean, and it just, for me, that's the significance of it for me.
I like orange, but my husband says that I like purple.
I like green.
But I like orange.
Why do you like orange?
The sun
I like orange and
represents the sun.
I like
It
green and
like green and blue. The ocean colors.
Ocean color?
I like the vitamin D and the benefits you get from the sun. And I know it's yellow, but I like the orange part. The beautiful sunsets.
My favorite color I'm wearing is blue. My wife will tell you that I have a problem not buying blue shirts. Okay.
My favorite color?
Yeah.
Green, I guess so.
Green?
Yeah.
That's a common theme, green. Yeah. Why is green your favorite color?
Maybe because that reminds me of my mom. You know, my mom lives in Texas, so yeah, she lives there, and when she comes here, she always reminds me that we are so blessed to have all these green, trees. I mean, simple things that they don't have there because they live in Texas. She lives in Texas, and then they always remind me of my mom. Yes.
Oh yeah, my favorite color, and I'm looking around, I am outside most of the time, so I think all of my favorite colors come from nature. Such a farmer answer, but right now it's this kind of, it's teal family, like lacinato kale, zyno kale, that kind of bluey green, and almost the brassicas are amazing, and then when you put them in water, they're almost iridescent because they have this coating that repels water. Yeah, it's a great color.
2020 has been such a heavy year in so many different ways, whether it be the darkness we've all experienced through the COVID-19 pandemic, through the challenges that we know so many members of our society have experienced, especially those who are Black and brown and those who are supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. Fortunately, Out of the Garden Project colors our community brightly in so many ways. Having been an educator for many, many years, I've gotten to work with many segments of our society. Most recently, I worked at a school where children experienced hunger on a very regular basis. It was not abnormal to find families trying to find food at the school, whether it be the milk that had been thrown into the dumpster so that they could take it home and feed their children, or bringing their children in to eat lunch with a sibling and feeding all of the children off that one child's free lunch plate. Hunger exists in our society right here around us. Out of the Garden Project provides color for our community in so many different ways. Whether it's through the Fresh Mobile Market, families can get fresh and frozen food on a regular basis delivered straight to the schools, or the Weekend Backpack program that provides food for families of 4 through students' backpacks every Friday. Out of the Garden is taking on the challenge that so many families face in our society. And for that, I am thankful.
week I come out and put stickers on the cars, so I'm interacting with each individual in each car that comes through and their families. And so it's just like a consistent thing for them too, of like seeing a familiar face and just building relationships. And also like providing in that way, but also providing in food too. Cool. So it's a nice connection.
How do you feel Out of the Garden project colors this community?
Oh, in a major way. I mean, on average, probably we're seeing like 150 cars, more or less, depending on the day. And so that's coloring like each person, and they're going out into their homes and reaching their families. So it's not just like one person that it's affecting, and it's affecting the volunteers too. So it just like, when I leave here, it's like a sense of like fulfillment, and that color that you said, of like color in the community for sure, with not only food but also love too.
I'm Vicki Dew, and I've known about Out of the Garden project almost from the beginning, when Don and Christy were working to supply food to their children's classmates and working at their kitchen table, and have seen it grown over the years. And I have volunteered many times at their mobile markets, and that's just a fun, meaningful thing to do.
Yeah, when I think of Out of the Garden project, I think of green actually, because they're bringing life with all kinds of green fruits and vegetables, and in so doing, they're bringing us together as a community, as Mickey said. We come together to recognize that we're all better off when we are all better off.
Out of the Garden brings such an incredible amount of color to our community. That an example of that is when our church is at the warehouse packing boxes full of mostly produce, but sometimes other types of food. It is just such a colorful mix of nutrition. And their heart in giving back to our community is right there in that box. And there is so much thought and heart put into everything that is in that box or in that bag of backpack food. It's not just a quick decision. There's just a lot of thought and heart put into that, and that's what I love about Out of the Garden project and being involved as a church.
Yeah, so I am both a farmer in my home life and a farmer for work. So on a daily basis, literally 7 days a week, I'm farming. But here with this farm, it is everything from picking vegetables and washing vegetables and planting seeds, the things people think of with farming. And then we kind of joke that, you know, it's like the last 5% is the stuff that people think of when they think of farming, putting seeds in the ground. Otherwise, it's 95% of prepping the soil and moving earth around and fixing irrigation leaks and moving big plastic sheets to kill the weeds back. And then here, what's really unique and special is that there's a lot of engaging with the community that happens. Folks walk by, neighbors pop by and visit. Neighbors popped by recently and asked about this tree out here to see if they could harvest some of it. So it's relationship building is a big part of the job too. think Out of the Garden Project and this teaching farm colors Warnersville. I don't know what color represents like support. I mean, the idea here has always been very relational, very listening first, observing first, engaging second. Because we have had, and like with all Out of the Garden Project relationships, the intent is to stick around, is not to just pop up and be there for one event, but is to really walk the walk. And so we have this long-term vision in mind. And so what we do is we meet people and learn their names, and hopefully they learn our names. First thing we did was go door to door and leave letters explaining who we were, our pictures of us so folks would recognize us, and then what we intended to do. And then the last paragraph was all, we also want to listen to you. Tell us what stories, what history has been here, who's been here before, what have you grown before, what would you like to see grown in your neighborhood? And so, all of that to say, it's kind of like a slow growth in this space. It's very calm, it's very peaceful, lots of relationship building, and yeah, I'd say we color it through, I mean, literally through like a rainbow of vegetables out here. Is that? Yeah. We are an urban farm. It's special in that way. Yeah, I mean, we grow purple things and pink things and orange and red things and so many different shades of green and blue and tall things that you can see from the end of the street and stuff that you have to walk right up to realize what's there. And people do. They come engage in that way. They walk up because they're curious, or they're walking their dog and they pop off the sidewalk to see, what is that? Is that something I grew when I was a kid? Or yeah, and I think what centers all of Out of the Garden Project's work, and very specifically here at the farm, is this connection and showing love and kindness and caring and building community through food. And it's just this universal language. We all eat, and we all may do it differently or have different perspectives on it, but it's such a common ground to share on. So yeah, it's all about food.
Out of the Garden Project colors the community in a number of different ways. It is a calm blue sky. It is calm blue water. It gives hope to people where they feel parched, where they don't have answers. So to me, it starts with the people who are receiving. Who wouldn't want to help little children or older people or anybody in between? But there is a calm of blue that comes when people come together and give either money or they give leftover food from a grocery store or from some other kind of business, and their excess ends up being what gives calm, rain, blue sky to our community. What's really been a blessing to me is being able to individually support Out of the Garden Project over the years. But what is the biggest delight is for our business to also financially support Out of the Garden Project. A lot of us may have our own individual giving that we do, but sometimes people's businesses are this tremendous economic machine or opportunity or resource, and it's so great to be able to have your business support Out of the Garden in addition to you as an individual.
I've been involved on some level with Out of the Garden for several years now. Our business, we used to go to the warehouse and pack boxes, and that was a really neat thing for us to do as a company. But now, just being able to see what's happening outside of the warehouse, you really see the impact that Out of the Garden has. And if you look at social media and you see all the different locations that they're touching every single week, just all over the community, and the lives that are really being impacted and changed as a result, just giving hope and providing that it's another opportunity for people to better themselves, because if they're not worried about where their next meal is coming from, they're able to concentrate on other things in their lives.
It colors the community wonderful. I've never seen nothing like it. It's a beautiful thing. They take care of everybody. They're feeding the hungry. It's a great and awesome thing, and I love volunteering with them.
Well, One of the ways that Out of the Garden colors the community is with the Fresh Mobile Market boxes of food that we're here every Friday helping pack. And actually it's more colorful when we pack them in plastic bags, because then you see all the colors of the fruits and vegetables that we're packing for folks. And I suspect when folks come to receive a box of food, it's not just that they're receiving food, but it's fresh, it's colorful, it looks appetizing, and I think that's a very helpful way to distribute food to folks.
I think it colors this community in a very positive way. It's beneficial for me and my family. Very beneficial, and they brighten my day by helping me being able to feed my kids and just stretch the food a little bit more longer than regular.
Especially in a time like this with the pandemic and a lot of people out of work, you know, it's dark times for a lot of people. And when you look at the sky, and the sky is, you know, so bright and blue, and you have the clouds, and me, myself, I like to go to the ocean whenever I can. Haven't been there in a while, but it's just that calming effect. And what this project does, you know, everybody needs to eat. Me, personally, I like to eat. So providing food and just helping and providing a little light, you know, in these dark times for everybody is just an awesome thing. And I wish there was something that I could do, you know, similar to that, or either volunteer something, which I thought about volunteering for this project if I can, just to help people. And it shows, it provides love, you know, because feeding people shows that you love them.
My name is Marcus Goss, and I am the proud principal at T-Wing at Andrews High School here in High Point, North Carolina. Excited to be with you, and I'm also excited to be one of the board members for the Out of the Garden project. As you've seen from the video, we are doing our best to make sure that every single child and family has food to eat. And that's our responsibility, it's our job. And so as we begin to think about coloring our community and making sure that every student, regardless of race, creed, and color, gets what they need, the basic nourishment, basic meals every single day, I ask you to make sure that you pull out your crayons, the broken ones, the big ones, the fat ones, the skinny ones. And what I mean by the crayons, I mean by your money. Let's dig in your pockets. Guys, we need your help right now. We need your help with making sure that every single student and family gets just the basic necessities of life. So here's your chance. It doesn't matter what color. We take the brown ones, we take the silver ones, we even take the green ones. Whatever color your checks, we take those too. Credit card, debit cards, we take them all. But please know that your giving does more than you will ever know. It's the difference between whether a child goes to bed hungry tonight. It's the difference between whether a family is able to have a meal for their family. That's important, and it's important enough for us to all give. We have a part. Take out your crayons and let's make it happen.
In the eyes of the mom who tries her best to just put some food on the plate, in the face of the child who can't comprehend why in this world there is pain. I see colors that make this life beautiful. How could I settle for gray? A tapestry filled with 9 billion souls can't be watered down to just black and white. In the warmth of the
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you and mahalo.
Thank you.
Thank you all for carrying us, and thank you all for doing what you all are doing. Oh my God.
It's such a blessing. I mean, it reaches far beyond the food. It's the idea of sharing and giving, of which God wants us to do. He wants us to be a blessing. We're blessed so that we can be a blessing unto others.
And you all are so, the personality is just great here. It's just, tremendously. I mean, it's just a blessing. And we just want to say thank you all.
Quiero decir gracias por la oportunidad que nos dan de servir out of the garden. Y estoy muy contenta de pertenecer a esta iglesia, Daystar, y pertenecer a Daystar en español. Gracias a todos y muy bendecidos por esto que están haciendo por nosotros. Gracias.
Thank you.
Gracias a todos. Digan gracias por la comida, gracias por la ayuda y que Dios los bendiga. Okay. God bless you. God bless you. Say thank you, baby. Thank you.
I've made colors that make this life beautiful. Please don't settle for gray. A tapestry filled with 9 billion souls can't be watered down.
So thank you for spending a little time with us this evening. We hope you have found it interesting and maybe even found a special moment somewhere in tonight's program. We're so incredibly grateful. What Christy and I talk about all the time is that we couldn't do this without all of your help. And so we're just so incredibly grateful for you to join us this evening because you have a lot of opportunities to do other things. Thank you.
And I just want to take a moment to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. We began our program around our dining room table. Many of you may be around your dining room table this evening. And there is something special that happens when people come together, share food, and do things for others in their community. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all that you do for the children and families in our community. Good night.